G.B.B guys, Jay once again. On the line, I'm joined by Shans. Shans, what's good?
What happening, man?
Manchester United go up against Arsenal in the Premier League. And after a great win against PSG, the feeling has been restored. Parity has been restored as well for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. The only team that he lost to, we've beaten and pushed out of the Champions League, and we move on. But standing ahead of us and our qualifying place for the Champions League next season is Arsenal. Shan, let's talk about what they bring, what threats they have, and what do we need to look out for.
Firstly, on the whole, Arsenal, I think, have been good this season. A lot of people have been giving Unai Emery a lot of criticism, saying that they're sort of in the same-ish position as they were under Arsene, and that they're not seeing the kind of football that they should be seeing. Now, for a manager that's come in, for a team that's adapting, changing, having to settle in and become suited to the Premier League, I think they're doing fantastically. They've got two guns in Lacazette and Aubameyang who are firing at the moment and can't stop scoring goals. Very dangerous no matter where they are on the pitch. And Mkhitaryan has come into form after suffering from injury and languishing to come back to his previous form. He's firing as well. The other players such as Guendouzi, Lucas Torreira and Denis Suarez.
Ozil as well.
Absolutely. They've got the kind of team that when they've gelled, when they've had a whole season of playing together, when they've established how they want to play and come into that from the get-go, I believe that Arsenal can be a very dangerous team. That being said, in some games, their team play breaks up. If you isolate one of their stars or one of their guns, if you isolate one of their playmakers in the midfield, then it all sort of breaks down all along the pitch. Their defense isn't particularly strong, and I think for this game coming up for us, that's where we have to capitalize. When we get on the break and we have the ball in the box and when we're in and amongst that area, we absolutely need to put away our opportunities, because if we don't, Arsenal will use that and then capitalize on the other end. Aubameyang will pop one in, Lacazette will pop one in, and then we'll be worse for wear. But we're riding a high, we've got good form, so I believe we can get the win.
Yes, I'll back every single statement you made there. I think the biggest thing for us is going to be our team selection. Whether we get players like Martial and Jesse back into the squad, and whether Matic is ready to go back into the midfield. Obviously, Pogba's going to be chomping at the bit to get back onto the field, being that he was obviously suspended for the Champions League game. He'll be wanting to get back onto the field and contribute to the team's already sterling run of form. And hopefully, we see more of Lukaku, and with the current stats that he's, putting away 2 goals a game, if he could do that against Arsenal and ensure that we obviously leapfrog them and well and truly keep a bit of a buffer between us and them, that would be fantastic to see. I am hoping to see a couple of the young boys play again, those from the Champions League night. For them to be on the bench or even featuring the game would be fantastic to see. We're obviously going to be changing the structure, because obviously the game against PSG was a lot more. We needed to be a lot more attacking. We needed to show a lot more urgency and get an early goal. That is something that if we know we need to do it and we can achieve that, it's something that these players that we have the ability to do that and follow through on that game plan. Depending on what Ollie's tactics are, obviously PSG are a very different team to Arsenal, and the way that you set up against teams like that is very different. But there's one thing that still remains the same. We need to come away with the win, and we need to all work as a cohesive unit to get that result. Our defense has looked shaky even against PSG and a couple of games before that, but we need to knuckle down and we really need to get the result here. A 1-0 win will be good enough to get the job done and just ensure that we lock that third position in, and then maybe we can focus on the Champions League. But it all comes down to this. We've got to get a win. We've got to create that buffer between us and them. and then you can look all around and see what the possibilities are for this Ollie-driven team, and what we can achieve this season. Shan, anything else in closing? Anything else we need to think about?
Like you say, our team selection, it's going to be difficult because of the injuries. But I believe that this game, if we play some youngsters, I think Pereira should get the nod to start this game. McTominay to come on sort of halfway through the match, and just hope that Lukaku keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. He's looking much trimmer. He's looking much more fit in these last few matches, and I think that's coming down to not only him gaining the confidence from scoring again, but he's enjoying being the star and the guy, at United. So him, Pogba comes back in after having the rest. That'll all help towards getting our win.
Yeah. I think with Lukaku, another thing there is he's obviously been working in the background to try and get himself into the best condition that he can be in. So while he hasn't been starting games, he's probably been working on his fitness, been working on his, his play, his gameplay, his, stoppage play and finishing and things like that, because it's obviously showing he's not the same player that he was a month ago. And it's great to see him back to where we know that he can be. Jae Shan and I have obviously picked our teams for the upcoming game. You see them popping up at the bottom of the screen. You see our FIFA 19 score prediction generation. And you'll see in the top right-hand corner the leaderboard as it stands. Guys, we're really looking forward to this game. Shannon and I will obviously be watching with bated breath. London, I know you're watching this and I know you're thinking that you could get the job done against us, but we'll see what happens on the day. Guys, thanks for joining us. Please comment, subscribe, like, and share. Check us out on all our social media platforms. And we'll see you in the post-match review after the game. Guys, thanks for joining us. Shot.